each week, I want to bring you a Parent of the Week story. We're going to call it POWs. Parent of the Week. So we're going to bring you a POW. Parent of the Week. Our POW of the week is each week. Sometimes it'll be good. Sometimes it'll be bad. It'll just be a story about parenting. And today, well, this is our POW, David and Louise Turpin. So David and Louise Turpin were parents of 13 children.
Is David one of the kids from Iron Claw? Because that haircut is atrocious.
Have you seen Iron? I know you have.
Yesterday.
Okay, so maybe on the Patreon we'll talk about Iron Claw because I've heard a lot about Iron Claw. I have not seen yet, but I've heard like all his kids died. We'll talk Iron Claw on patreon.com/Christy Comedy. But parents of 13 children from Paris, California, Pentecostal Christians. That's the church that I play for, the Pentecostals.
Isn't that like all the cheering and
yes,
the singing?
Yes, they're like, Jesus, motherfucker. That's the church I play for. The Pentecostal churches, you should literally have to pay tickets to go into the church because it's like you have so much fun.
It's like the white version of Baptist.
Yes,
right?
It's so great. So Pentecostal Christians who believe God called on them to procreate, very Puerto Rican of them. They participated in the swinging culture. They were Disney adults, these lunatics.
By the way, doesn't the wife kind of look like old Meadow Soprano?
Whoa, yes.
Like true, like if Meadow just got huge into banging H.
Yes. So they were these Disney parents, like Disney adults. The children were never seen in public. They never left the house. They were described as malnourished and pale, like Vito described me earlier in the pod. It was later discovered that for years, the parents imprisoned, beat, and strangled their kids. The kids were allowed to eat once a day and bathe once a year. Police investigated...
Intermittent showering.
That's it. They investigated their home in 2018 after one of the daughters escaped and called 911. During the welfare check, police were overwhelmed with the smell of feces, decaying garbage, dead pets, and moldy food. Some children were shackled to their beds, and a 29-year-old child was found weighing 82 pounds. Goal weight. Parents David and Louise were arrested and charged with 12 counts of torture, 12 counts of false imprisonment, and 13 counts of abuse. And they both received life sentences in prison. Thank God, because if they had done this in New York City, they would have been out the next day. So I'm happy.
It would have been technically a nonviolent crime.
Yes.
They would have been allowed out.
Thank you so much to the beautiful
Was this that video with the cops walking in and the girl had like the crazy rings under her eyes, like almost
Can
like
we see that? Pull that up. I've never seen any video.
That was almost like too upsetting for me to watch. Like this shit is so intense, man.
Because
and also that's the only time that it's appropriate to call somebody a 29-year-old child.
Yeah.
Because that person is a child. That's a 29-year-old who has never lived a day of life.
I didn't know Jasmine was a news host on Los Angeles, CBSN Los Angeles. That girl, I thought that was literally Jasmine talking to the fucking... Yeah. So how's how Jasmine looks at me every time I walk in the house, just furious, just like, what are you doing? I can't believe you're wearing those boots. Yeah, is this the video? Is this it, Mike?
I think so.
This is her. Okay. But I think what happens with this, I saw something about this once. They actually have a nice kitchen. I saw something about this once, that these parents, some of them, I don't know if it's those, but there's this psychological thing that happens where they love their kids in the beginning initially, or fearful of their kids getting hurt so much that they're like, I can never let them out of my sight, and they chain them up. I don't know that's what happened here. I have no idea. But oh God, what a shitty body that guy has. Could you imagine having that lump of shit body?
I didn't even see it.
Watch when he goes up. It's just like fat, it's just like getting worse and worse as it just hangs down with his haircut. Look at that.
Oh my
just
God,
full tits.
that's tough. That's like that's a body, like a pile of body. You know what I mean? Like when you pour in somebody's body from their head down, and all the weight settles around their waist and ankles.
Yeah, his body. It looks like like the honey that you squeeze. That's like shaped like a bear. That's what he looks like.
Or like a custard bag for a cake.
Yes. Yeah. What a dirty piece of shit. But it's these people. See, my thing is, like, people like this who do this, like, I understand we live in a society where, like, we need to be kinder to each other, and I get that. But with something like this, where it's telltale 100% evidence what you did to these kids, like, you should kind of, that Hammurabi's code, eye for an eye, kind of should apply, where it's like, well, now you get chained up, and your punishment is you get chained up.
Yeah.
in prison.
And the kids on pay-per-view, so then the kids could actually get the door, you know, like a whole event where the kids can get set up, not a GoFundMe, nothing like that. It's actually entertainment, and the funds go to the kids.
Yeah.
Tie these parents up and let them hit them with crowbars in the face.
I think that's okay. There has to be some fear of the law. There has to be some fear. I'm not saying beat people, but there has to be some type of thing where it's like, so I'm just going to go.
The thing is, the fear won't deter it regardless, because that type of mental illness is unfixable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that those guys are gonna. You're not gonna give them mushrooms or some talk therapy, and they're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I won't shackle my kids.
Right.
Instead, it's like, so the fear almost doesn't matter. Instead, it's just got to be like making something good out of a bad situation.
Right.
And it's like, listen, it's not necessarily injecting happiness into the world, but it is some sort of like, you know, vindication.
Right.
And it shows that if you do get tortured, you don't just have to live.
Right.
Like, you can actually cave in your assailant's head and feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like, you know, first of all, you know, the main question I have for the Turpin family is, do they rent or own? And what was their mortgage rate?
I mean, if so, seeing the inside, they're not getting the deposit back.
Listen, I have no problem either with Disney adults. I have no problem with you. I want you to live as free as you want to be, because I truly believe, like, you're only going to live once, make you happy. Just stay away from me.
Sure.
I just don't want you, if you got into that Disney stuff, which is, again, fine. I don't have a problem with it. I really don't. But I also have a right to be like, stay away from me and my family, because there's something I perceive as being like, this is too much.
It's also like, this is what everybody thinks.
Right.
Like, this is what they think you're up to when you're 40 with a princess fucking poster on your wall.
Right.
You maniac.
Right.
It's like, so these people didn't do you any favors. I'm sure there are non-violent, non-kidnapping Disney adults out there, but these people really slam the stereotype shut, and that is exactly what everybody thinks.
Yeah. Call the hotline. Also, if you want, you know, if you're mad about the real estate advice, call the hotline, 347 just leave it up there at all times. 347-343-3321, 347-343-3321. Talk to us about real estate advice if you're mad at that. And also, if you're a Disney parent or no Disney adults and you want to defend them or defend yourself, or kind of tell us how bad they are and for what reason, let me know. And also, if you've ever been chained up by your family, let us know.